Great news! Hey, throw the confetti in the air. I would actually throw some, except I don't want to have to clean it up. But listen, we're going to be able to reopen on June 7th. You'll soon be getting a letter from the church detailing the plan, and I'm asking you, please read it carefully, as it's going to detail exactly what you will need to do when we come back. And there are several things. But I can tell you this much. We will have one combined service at 10 a.m. There will be no Sunday school. I'm sorry about that, but at least for a while we can't have that. No children's programs, no preschool classes or nursery. Now listen, children are welcomed in our service, but they're going to have to be seated with their parents for a while until we can get all these other things under control. Now, listen, if you can't come to our services, or perhaps you feel uncomfortable coming out like that, or you're at risk, do not fret. We will still be posting our messages online for the foreseeable future. The main thing is that we're going to do everything in as safe a way as possible. Now, for the next 2 weeks, all of our online programs should be up, and we encourage you to continue to spend a half an hour on Sundays in prayer from 9:30 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Sunday morning. Pray for the nation and the world as we go through this time. Pray for our president and our governor as they're making these decisions to reopen. God has been good to us through this time. Please pray for His continued mercy to lessen the effects of the virus, and that the reopening of our country will not be hindered. And please, keep those that have been hurt and by this virus and the time that we have to endure it. Just pray for them. Pray for those who have been economically hurt by this. Pray for those who work on the front lines. Do your part to support those local small businesses as far as you can. Listen, prayer has gotten us here, and prayer will continue to get us through this. Please, do not forget this. Now, as far as things going on, still pretty much the same. The disciples class will be meeting on Zoom at 10 a.m. We're sorry that it was unable to connect this past Sunday, but Zoom has informed us that they have taken care of that issue. If you'd like to join them, contact Christy Martin. The JOY class is doing their class on Facebook. Contact Nancy Hausman if you're interested in that. And we are continuing our men's Bible study on Zoom on Tuesday mornings at 8. If you would like to join us, contact Stan and he will send you an invite. And we have also put the Tuesday Bible study in Matthew online. And our messages, of course, will be online Sunday on our website, on Facebook, and on YouTube. And let me stress this again. Make sure you are signed up for the alerts. I mean, this is a good time to do this. You can get those through your phone, through text, through email. Just contact Stan, give him your information on how you want to be contacted, and check with your friends who maybe don't have internet. They're not getting these weekly words of encouragement. Make sure that they are connected on the alerts as well. Now, if you'd like to have the communion packs, we have them available. I understand some are making their own communion kits. That's all right. Continue to do that, but we have them if you want them. Today, I want to direct you to another Max Lucado book. It's a book that he wrote several years ago, but it's certainly applicable today. Now, if you're interested, I believe this is the book the disciples class is using on their Zoom meetings, I believe starting this coming Sunday. But you can get the book, join their discussion, or join their discussion without the book, but it's a great title here. The title is You Will Get Through This. And it's a great book on the life of Joseph. You think you have troubles? Well, let me tell you, Joseph can trump your troubles tenfold. And I particularly like the chapter entitled Stupid Won't Fix Stupid. I've had too much experience with that chapter. But it's the following chapter I want to call your attention to today. It's called So This is Boot Camp. And here Lucado compares Joseph's time in prison as part of Joseph's training for what was coming up. And we need to remember that when we go through trials, hopefully not prison, but who knows, but those are God's tools to train us for His glory. This life is not everything there is. This time in our life is not the end of the story. COVID-19 may be a terrible tool in Satan's toolbox, but he's not going to gain the victory over us. These times may not be easy, but neither are they random. Lucado gives us some very sage advice in this chapter that we need to remember. He says that God is not sometimes sovereign. He is not occasionally victorious. He does not occupy the throne one day and vacate it the next. Jeremiah wrote in his prophecy in 30:24, "The Lord shall not turn back until he has executed and accomplished the thoughts and intentions of his mind." Listen, what you're going through right now might puzzle you, but it does not bewilder God. He can and he will use it for his purposes. You know, a couple weeks ago in my Sunday message, I mentioned the difficulty that COVID-19 had placed on the selling of our house. And we were kind of running out of time to sell it. And I have constantly, all through this time, even before we put the house up for sale, prayed that God would sell our house at the right time. Pat's retirement date is July 16th. Guess what? We got a contract on our house this past weekend. There are still some hoops, of course, that you have to navigate through as you do through all closings, but our closing date is set for July 17th. Is God good or what? This is what I told you I was going to say. If God is for you, who can be against you? Let me tell you what, that is living proof that God is for us.